what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away.
Hello everyone, welcome back to CBSE Board Economics. I'm Saddam Hussain here. Today we discuss the last method of measuring national income in national income accounting. That is called expenditure method. How do you estimate NNP at factor cost or national income by expenditure method? Let's proceed. In expenditure method, what exactly we do, we take the total expenditures on GDP at market price. Total expenditures on GDP at market price. In this method, we calculate the total expenditures in the economy on GDP at market price. What it means, we produce the GDP, we earn income worth the GDP, and the same income we received it and we are spending it. By any method, the GDP answer will be the same. Who does the expenditures in the economy? Three sectors. Number one, households, people like us at home, you buy all kinds of goods. Number two, firms, they buy machines, building structures for running the factories. And the last one, the general government. Government also spends for construction of roads, street lighting, parks, defense, law and order. So basically you learned, we take the total expenditures on GDP at market price. These expenditures are done by three sectors in the economy: households, firms and the government. Let's go into details. The total expenditures on GDP at market price, what are these? Number one, private final consumption expenditure. Private final consumption expenditure or personal final consumption expenditure. What exactly is this? This is done by the households, people like you at home. To buy all kinds of durable goods at home, you buy TV, you buy refrigerator, you buy a car, you buy micro oven at home, you buy a mobile phone. These are durable goods. Number two, you buy semi-durable goods like clothes. You buy non-durable goods or single use. You buy milk, vegetables, fruits, single use goods, and you buy services. So that's the private final consumption expenditure. This is done by the households. It depends upon your disposable income. If the disposable income of the people is high, then the private final consumption expenditure also will be high. Number two, government final consumption expenditure. Government is also doing these expenditures on providing you services, road and they provide you street lighting, they provide you education, they provide you vaccinations, they provide you lot many things. This is done by the government. Government final consumption expenditure. 3. Gross domestic capital formation, investment. This is also kind of expenditure only. When the firms buy machines, buildings, structures for their buildings, for their factories, that is called gross domestic capital formation or investment or capital formation. GDCF, it has two components, please keep that in mind. Gross domestic fixed capital formation, it includes all kinds of fixed assets, machines, buildings, structures, dams, plywood, bridges, roads, scientific research institutions, education institutions, hospitals, all will come under gross domestic fixed capital formation plus change in stock. Change in stock is the difference between closing stock and opening stock. At the end of the year, the firms are left out with some unfinished goods or finished goods which are not being sold, so that becomes the capital for you investment. So that we call it as GDCF. GDCF, gross domestic capital formation, is equal to gross domestic fixed capital formation plus change in stock. The next expenditure is the fourth one, net exports. Net exports is the difference between exports and imports. We write it as X minus M. See, when we import goods from other countries, we'll be spending the money. When we export, we are receiving it. So we take the difference, net value, we'll take it. That's why net exports is equal to X minus M, exports minus imports. So there are four expenditures: private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation, net exports. When you add up all these three, we write it generally as C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C stands for consumption expenditure, G stands for government expenditure, I stands for investment expenditure, X minus M is the difference between exports and imports. That will be GDP at MP. By adding all these expenditures, you get GDP at MP. The next step will be by subtracting depreciation. In the economy, consumption of fixed capital, you get NDP at MP. The next step is by subtracting NIT, net indirect taxes, IT minus subsidies, we get NDP at factor cost, which is nothing but domestic income. Same in all the methods, we always arrive at domestic income or NDP at factor cost. Once if you get NDP at factor cost, you add net factor income from abroad, which is the difference between factor income received minus factor income paid to the rest of the world. You get an NDP at factor cost or national income. That's it. Precautions I'll be giving in the separate video. You'll get confused here. Precautions of expenditure method. I'm sure you must have followed it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share.
As you fade away, as you fade away.